Welcome back, you beautiful people, and welcome to a beautiful day at Windhill Bikepark in the United Kingdom. But today I'm going to show you a few things that you might be doing wrong off drops. Now, when you're out mountain biking, you're going to encounter a number of different obstacles out there on the trail. Jumps, rough sections, steep descents, hills, and drops just like this one. Now, there's a few things that people do when it comes to a drop just like this one, and I'm going to point them out, and I'm going to try help eliminate all these things so we can get you off a drop just like this. All right, where's my bike? I'm going to kick it off with confidence, because confidence is key when it comes to drops, because they are quite intimidating. Now, some riders would come in going, oh no, I'm going too fast, hit the brakes, then end up going too slow. Some think you don't have to go fast to hit it, but I'm going to talk about speed in a little while. Confidence is key. Knowing that you can do the drop is crucial, because you'll end up crashing, and we don't want that. Now, some of the mistakes happen just over there. Follow me. Yes, mistakes happen right here. Now I'm going to talk about speed, because speed is sometimes not key depending on what kind of drop you're going into. Some people think going too slow, but riding with moderate speed, judging the gap of the drop is key. Now, if you are worried on what speed you're going to be coming into a drop just like this one, maybe follow someone to find out or gauge the speed. Follow them to gauge it. If not, do a few run-ups towards it. But by doing too many run-ups up to a drop, your confidence is going to drop a little bit, because you're going to second guess, third guess, fourth guess yourself, and then that's when problems happen. So the best wise information I can give you is follow a local into a trail to gauge the speed. Now, what would happen if you were to go too fast off a drop just like this one? Well, you'll find yourself landing near the bottom of the landing, where the impact is going to be quite harsh, it's going to be quite brutal. I got it. Ah! No! Oh! Now, it'd be even worse if you were to land right near the bottom on the flat, where you would find yourself blowing off the bike or heading off on the wrong direction. A bit like this trail right here, you've got a little turn at the bottom that goes left that you need to negotiate. Now, if you were to land right down there, how the heck are you going to take all that impact and turn? Crashes are going to happen. Now, if you were to come too slow into this, you will find yourself just rolling off, probably landing in the middle or casing, which is going to be harsh, especially if the drop gets a little bit bigger on those ankles, and you don't want that. Little pro tip is I recommend you go a little bit faster than you think so you can get onto the landing, because going too slow, you'll find yourself casing, or the front end's going to dip and nose case, or just case, and that's going to be nasty. Right, this next one, oh man, it's the most common one, and that is you think you have to lean back off the back of the bike to get off the drop. That is probably the most common mistake I've seen. Like, we get a plethora of different clips of people going over the bars off drops, just like these beautiful people that are suffering some pain. Oh. Yes, see, you don't have to lean your body weight all the way back just to lift up that front wheel off a drop. The most common thing is your butt is just so low to that rear tire, it's going to grip like you hit the back brake, and it's going to stop you, and it's going to send all that weight of yours to the front as soon as you go over the drop. And you don't want your weight over the front off a drop, because you go over the bars. You want to stay quite central to the bike, and if you've got a drop that is quite long and the speed you're coming in is sufficient enough to get off, you just kind of stay neutral and give a little pop on the front bars, just to lift up that front wheel. And then the bike is gradually and naturally going to fade away down, and you can manipulate the bike to match the landing, depending on what kind of landing you have. This next mistake happens literally right here on the takeoff, thinking that you need to pull on the bars to get the bike up and into the air off the drop. The best thing about the drop is you don't need to do that much. You just have to kind of stay central, move your body weight a little bit back just to bring up the front wheel slightly, because if you don't bring up that front wheel, it is going to just drop away, fade away off the drop, and we don't want that. So keeping the bike about this angle off the drop, it is actually naturally going to drop and fade away to your landing. And that's when you can manipulate the bike by pushing the bike down to match that landing of the drop. Don't pull on the bars. Ugh. You're not going for a backflip off it, are we? We want to sail off it comfortably. Right, this next one is the dead sailor feeling. What I mean by this is you go all stiff in the air, or you can't do anything. You're frozen. And that is a horrible place to be in. But that feeling all starts literally right at the takeoff. And what happens is, like I've said, you pull on the bars thinking you need to pull on the bars. And when you pull, sometimes you have a more dominant arm than the other. And for me, it's my right arm. So when I pull, I will pull more with the right, which will send you like this in the air. And you'll get stiff because you don't know what to do with yourself. And that is a nasty feeling. What you want to do is just stay relaxed. Now, being relaxed means you've got to be confident. And it all boils down to being confident in your skills. But when you're in the air, just relax, elbows bend, your knees are bent. And when you start to drop, when your bike starts to fade away, that's when you want to stretch your legs out a little bit, not too much. Don't lock them out, and let your arms drop as well. Because when you come to the landing, that's when you're going to brace for impact. I know some people will have a full suspension, but for hardtails, you don't have rear suspension, so it's all in your thighs. That's your dampening. So when you stretched out a little bit in the air whilst you're descending, that's when you match the landing and you compress it all through the bike, through your legs and through your arms, so you don't have a nasty impact. But yeah, don't pull, because you're going to pull on more of a dominant arm than the other. Stay relaxed in the air. Don't be stiff, because it'll jeopardize you wherever, over here, sideways, whatever. Just relax in the air and enjoy the ride, sailing through the air off a drop. Oh man, I love drops. It's such a cool feature to master, but we all make mistakes, and hopefully by pointing out a few of these mistakes on drops will help you out on the trail, because we don't want you to learn the hard way. Some of us do, I did. Anyway, but if you are struggling still with drops, we've done a plethora of videos on how to hit different kinds of drops. Small drops, big drops, beginner drops. It's all linked in the description down below. Right, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Cup of tea, Nick? It's freezing. Frosty's doing poos everywhere. Yeah.